Hey everybody, it's George the Tech here at the Long Beach Convention Center, kicking off my coverage today of the AES show. This is the Audio Engineering Society's show that they do every year, showcasing all the top pro audio equipment, and this is where the really pro high-level stuff is. But I still hope to find some things really useful for voiceover, podcasting, and even maybe broadcast, and I'll share what I find here today. But stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy our coverage of AES 2025.
George the Tech.
Just walked in, and already I immediately see Wes Dooley of AEA Audio. Can never miss Wes's top hat. It's legendary. Maybe I can say hello to Doug Fern over here, who's like a luminary. He's not, I mean, maybe not a luminary to the world, but to us pro audio guys, that fellow there with the gray hair, gray beard, he's from my hometown. He manufactures his preamps right outside of Westchester, Pennsylvania, where I grew up. And so that's just fun that he's just a local dude making stuff and showing up at the show and pushing his wares. All these years later, he's still doing it. So anyway, it's fun to be here. And let's see what we can see once we walk into the show in just a few minutes. Doors just opened for AES 2025. Let's head into the show, see what kind of wonders lie before us. I love this show because it is the most chill of all of the shows I go to. From a scale of NAMM to sleeping, AES is closer to sleeping. But let's take a look and see what's happening. I think the entire show is in this one room, so it is not overwhelming. It's pretty easy to cover the show in a day, and it's not something that you can feel. And you won't feel overwhelmed at this show. You will feel like you can really dig in and have some nice long conversations at a show like this. The reason I come to AES shows and all these trade shows is to discover things new, and I've discovered something new, and I thought you guys in voiceover might find this really kind of compelling and fascinating and weird. But tell us more about Voca Flex today. Elijah, how you doing, Elijah?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So I know you're just getting warmed up. This is our first presentation, and mine too.
I was gonna say of the day, probably.
Of the day, but I discovered this Voca Flex thing. Tell us a little bit about what its capabilities are and why a voice actor might actually want to try it out.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a voice modulator where you put in your own voice, and it has, I should be over here. It has the presets of other vocalists where it will sort of like modulate your voice to sound like them. Mm-hmm. It has different timbres that you could select from them. So, like, each little dot here.
Tone shaper.
Yeah, it's a tone shaper.
But timbre.
But, yeah, with timbre.
Formant, is that another word that comes up when you're talking about? Because that's kind of a classic way that we shape voice tone. But this is
it's a little bit like that, yeah.
This is combining your voice with another model of a voice.
Yeah.
How much control do you have over what it's going to do to your voice?
There's also the ability to like sort of pitch shift based on the sample. So the sample is a range here that you can sort of see. And so if the original voice it's based off of is like lower, you can change the pitch up to make it sound more like in pitch with the original.
Oh, I see. So primarily it's designed around music production.
Yeah. There have been other like uses of it. There's also the ability to like input a short sample, and it will take like what it thinks the generalization of your voice is.
Right.
I've seen someone do that with their cat.
Oh, wow.
Like they input a sample of their cat, but then it's them singing and it's like the tone of their cat.
Far out.
But it's like completely ethical. It has a system where it outlines exactly what you can do. There is imprinted in it is sort of like a do not copy code
like
that Dreamtonics...
Like a watermark, but not
watermark,
really a watermark.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Watermark or... what did they use in the film industry? The DHCP thing that prevents copying of a digital signal?
Absolutely. So there's a sort of like automatically imprinted that within your account, And so if they catch you doing something, they can do something about it.
Very cool. Yeah, because this is a huge thing. I am very good friends and part of NAVA, which is the National Association of Voiceover Actors. And they're working really hard to protect the likenesses of actors, right?
Absolutely.
Not only voice actors, but on-camera actors, too. And so the ability to imprint your voice into the system and manipulate it, but know that it's not going to be then reused and then duplicated later.
Absolutely.
That's a huge deal and something that a lot of voice actors are sensitive to.
Yeah, it's very important to do that. Like, we believe it's like utmost important. We will not force someone to work with us if they don't want to. Like, if they say, no, I'm not comfortable, we're not going to be like, please, 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 please.
Right. And then where was this developed?
So Dream Tonics is a company based in Tokyo. We're actually here on behalf of Dream Tonics. We're so grateful that they trust us enough to come here on behalf of them.
Yeah.
We are a third-party company working on synthesizer V voices.
Gotcha. Well, it's cool to see something new, and I'll share this with our voiceover community.
Yeah, thank you.
See what they think about it.
Yeah,
Maybe
we
we'll
would
get
love
some demos.
if they ever have information or input, we would always love to hear it.
All right. Great. I'll pass it along. Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.
See you, Elijah.
Yep, bye.
All right, what's next? Let's go. All right. Every show I go to, I see Wham, but I never got to chat with them. What's Wham? Telling us more about it. Is it Minji?
Yeah, Minji.
Minji. Hi, Minji.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Tell us about Wham.
Yeah, so Wham is a nonprofit. We've been in the Bay Area for over 20 years, and our goal is just to get more women and gender expansive people working in the audio industry. So we have a bunch of different programs. We have a youth program where we go out to different public schools in the San Francisco area. We have an internship program in LA and in San Francisco, trying to get more people working in the industry. So we do a lot of studio training, technical skills training. People learn things like how to solder, large format consoles. We also have a lot of great industry partners, so we get people shadowing in different industries to see different careers. We do things like WhamCon, where we have a conference where we bring together over 150 people to learn from other women and gender expansive engineers and producers and educators. And then we also have a studio that's completely built and run by all gender expansive and women engineers. Yeah.
Where's the studio located?
Yeah, so we're in Soma in San Francisco. Yeah, so we have an education lab and a studio in Soma in San Francisco, and then we have an education lab in LA as well.
And how long has the organization been operating?
Yeah, for over 20 years. So we started
fantastic.
in 2003. Yeah.
I would imagine you're responsible for getting a lot of gender expansive representation in pro audio over those 20 years.
Yeah, our founder Terry Winston has done so much for the community and has done a lot for just getting more visibility for women and gender expansive people in audio. We've placed over 2,500 people in different positions at different audio companies. So there's a lot of progress that's been made.
So when's a good time to join if somebody wants to be involved?
Yeah, we have things going on all throughout the year.
Yeah.
So we have a membership. You can find it on our website. We also have a calendar on our website where you can see all of our different events and classes coming up.
And who are the youngest members?
Our youngest members, we serve a middle school youth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so all the way from middle school up to professionals in the industry.
Right. Oh, I appreciate it. I'll share this with the community. My world is the voiceover world.
Awesome.
But a lot of voice actors want to know more about engineering and want to have a comfortable, safe place to learn these things. So
yeah, definitely.
Very cool.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Thanks very much for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
GTT. Not sure if your studio's audio sounds competitive? A sound check by George the Tech removes all doubts and explains the next steps. Audiobooks, podcasts, voiceovers. For content creators, we do it all. New customers get 20% off their first service with a coupon code on your screen.
George the Tech.
I'm here at Bee's Knees, a uniquely named product with a really cool logo. Not just another mic that is made in a big factory, repackaging the same stuff over and over. There's a lot going on inside these that make them unique. And here to tell us about it is the man himself, Ben Sneesby. How are you doing?
Hey guys, how are you? Yeah, doing well today. I just thought I'd dispel a rumor to start with. Bee Sneeze, it's not really that strange. My name is Ben Sneezeby, B Sneeze. So that's where the company name came from. So it's not the bee's knees, but it's bee sneeze. Yeah, nice to see you all. And George has come to see us today, asked us some questions about the mics. We're an Australian company. We're a family company. It's myself.
I know, I was chatting with your family.
Yeah.
Your daughters are involved in the production of the mics?
Absolutely. So Arabella, our third child, she is involved in the production of 5 different microphones, and so she makes them from the very first component through to the final testing. Elizabeth is involved in diaphragming. So Elizabeth diaphragms on average 300 to 400 capsules every week. And so she's probably one of the best capsule diaphragmers on the planet, to be honest.
That sounds like an extremely exacting, detail-oriented kind of thing.
Absolutely. The tolerance is a micron. So a micron is 1/1000th of a millimeter. So you say 1/1000 of an inch, well, it's 2.5 times smaller than that. So it just gives you an idea of the size of a micron.
Yeah.
And so we deal in that type of tolerance each and every day. What makes us different is that we're very widely known as perhaps one of the world's best microphone capsule manufacturers and designers. It's a reputation we've earned over decades. We've been making microphone capsules for a very long time.
And you've been making them for other companies along
Yeah, we
the
make
way,
them
right?
for a lot of other companies.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of our base production capabilities, that we make the capsules. We wind our own transformers, and building our products in-house with our large factory staff makes it a lot more controllable for us. So it's not a matter of just releasing a product that looks the same all the time. It's got to sound the same all the time.
Yeah.
When you make your own stuff in batches, it means that you're always maintaining those tolerances all the way through.
Do you think being Australia has been an advantage for you?
I think so, yeah, definitely. Australian manufacturing is something that is very interesting. Australia is a very large country with a small population, but one of the benefits of having a large country is that you can buy everything in Australia. We have copper, we have brasses, we have aluminium, alloys.
Kind of been in the media lately that there might be a little bit of a deal between.
There's a lot of to and
for
fro.
rare earth metals.
There's a lot of to and froing with
so
Australia.
when you're sourcing your rare earth metals, and you're often able to get it within the continent?
Everything we source comes locally. We buy our brass and bronze from Brisbane, and that's made in a smelt that's actually Western New South Wales. So it's all locally produced.
That's so amazing.
We try as hard as we can. Yeah, look, even our gold is Australian-based gold.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we have to buy 4/9 gold. 4/9 is what they call the highest purity of gold. So we buy 4/9 gold each and every year for our sputtering of our diaphragms, and it's all sourced locally as well. But another great thing is that we're carbon neutral, so we produce enough electricity on our premises to actually power our entire street.
That's
That's how we try and keep things a little bit responsible as well.
That's really amazing, man. I love hearing about that. The fact that you can control so much of the aspect of it and source it within your own country is quite enviable. Because Americans pride themselves on historically being able to do those things. Of course, automobile manufacturing was a big part of it, but now we're just part of this huge world trade thing, and it's getting a lot harder. So pretty cool that you can do that.
Well, look, yeah, we do the best we can. It's a complicated industry, actually. It's complicated to keep things affordable, but to keep the quality high.
Yeah.
But by managing our own factory, we have our own CNC machinery, laser machinery, pick and place machinery. So everything's in-house that way.
Yeah.
And it does mean that we can keep the prices affordable. We work with a lot of voiceover artists. We work with a lot of musicians.
Sure.
And, of course, movie studios as well. Sound staging is another big aspect in our business.
Yeah.
So we have to try and keep everybody happy, and try and keep it affordable at the same time.
Absolutely. Well, you've got a very wide array of microphones. I've listened to every single one of them. Some of them stood out to me with my voice, and some of them that stood out were actually surprisingly affordable microphones.
So
can you show us sort of like some of the entry level, and then we can work our way around?
So if we come over here, entry level wise, we have our Ellie Fett microphones. This is the Ellie Studio Series microphone and an Oliver Fett microphone. Now,
Ellie and Oliver.
These are both excellent voiceover microphones. The Oliver Fett is transformerless, and the Ellie has a transformer. So if you're looking for super snappy, super fast, but not bright or brittle, the Oliver Fett is a fantastic mic.
Mm-hmm.
Low noise floor. and a very nice sounding microphone for voiceover. And if you want that little bit of transformer niceness, you're looking for a slightly older school sound, well, then the Elifet will definitely do you justice. If you want to move into a microphone that can handle higher plosives and also have more of a classic 1960s, 1970s bright sound, then you could move into our BC12A FET microphone. Again, fan powered, but nice and bright, but not brittle. So it's not gritty, it's not brittle, it's very, very linear to the ear, but it has that nice presence to it, and it's quite airy. So they're three of the microphones that would be quite surprising for voiceover artists.
Solid state FET,
solid
fan
state
power,
FET,
easy to use.
Very easy to use.
Right. So what if somebody wants to dabble in the world of tube microphones? What's really the next step for them?
Tube mics are a lot of fun, and if you're looking at a very versatile tube mic, you'd probably move into the BC12A tube. 9 polar patterns, super quiet tube, so you don't have any self-noise issues. And with a flat grill, it means you don't have too many proximity issues. So voiceover-wise, if you accidentally get too close to the microphone, it's not going to get boomy. If you're too far away, it's not going to get too quiet. So it has a very balanced differential between distance.
Oh, interesting. I had no idea the head basket affected proximity effect that way.
I guess that's where the term basket case comes from, isn't it? No, in all seriousness, the head basket has a lot to do with it. So any microphone that's rounded on the front has what they call a proximity parabolic effect. So have you?
I thought it was just the cardioid pattern of the capsule.
No, it's not. So a parabola, if you speak into a head grill of a rounded microphone, your sound wave hits the capsule, bounces back to the head grill on the reverse side, and that becomes a parabolic return. So it all bunches together and then shoots back to the capsule again. And that gives you a high resonance in your low frequencies. Whereas with a flat grill, you don't have that same effect. So that's why flat grilled microphones or slant grilled microphones are always great for instrument choice, or for vocalists who don't want to use the microphone as an instrument moving closer and further away from it.
Okay, interesting. Man, I love doing these interviews with the guys that are making this stuff because we learned something. I can't believe I'm learning this now. I've been into audio 25 years. How cool. Each mic has its own reminiscent of other microphones. So
definitely.
The idea being that you're trying to capture classic tones of some of these mics?
Our classic series of microphones, a lot of people have mics that they're familiar with. They've been using them for decades in the studio. They want a microphone that sounds like that, so it's a no mess, no fuss. They know what they're getting. They know it's reliable. So we do make microphones to cater for our customers who just want something that's been made before. But then we have our original microphones that are not reminiscent of anything. They're just their own microphone.
What are a few of the models that you're doing that are you feel like really unique to you guys? That
unique to us? Well, we have our Ellie and the Oliver, our Lulu Fets, and then over into our producer series range. Our tribute microphones, our producer microphones, they're all our own, 100% original.
All your own voicing.
Yep, our own voicing, our own shapes, our own densities. So even the metal densities are something that we focus on. So we have
when you say metal density, of the chassis of the body?
Of the chassis, So we work on a base density coefficient with our original microphones so that the resonant peak frequency of the body is always at a lower set point than the diaphragm, so that you end up with a microphone that doesn't resonate with the source material that's coming into it.
And that's important really for any microphone,
Absolutely it is. But they're the only microphones that we know of that actually have that coefficient based into the microphone itself.
Fascinating. Wow. Well, I've learned a lot about your mics, and where can people buy them? I mean,
in America, Wind Over the Earth. They can also get them at VK, Odyssey Sound. There's quite a few places online on our website. And if you look on the dealer page, all the dealers are there as well.
Of course. Well, it's nice chatting with you today, Ben. Thanks for telling me about your mics and the interesting story of why you guys stand out in the industry.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it.
All right, take care.
See you next time.
Thanks.
Bye for now.
I feel like I saved the best for last by stumbling on, hidden behind a big wall, I found Austrian audio. And these fellows have been doing great products for so long. and they have something new to share with us, and a few things that you may not have heard about. And here to tell you all about it is Martin. How you doing, Martin?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How's the show so far?
Well, it's really busy and a lot of people walking by. It's a great show. And
It's intimate, right?
it's intimate, but it's a nice show, and it's in the warm Southern California. If you come from Austria, that gives you an upgrade in 20 degrees Celsius.
Nicht so schlecht. Jawohl.
Not that
Okay.
bad. Yeah.
Well, what is new for you at this show? You've already been at NAMM. You had some new releases at NAMM. I saw you there.
Yes.
And you've done some work since then. What's new?
Absolutely. So, well, as you know, at NAMM we introduced a very large condenser microphone. But of course, we kept working, and
Which is over here, by the way.
yeah, this is over here, the big beast here, which we can disclose once again. Without the pop filter, then
With
it's
that
nicer
awesome-
to look at.
It's an awesome pop filler, by the way.
It is an awesome pop filter.
Awesome, well designed. Engineered in-house, I'm assuming.
All of that engineered and
Yeah.
made in Vienna. So we're making all our products directly in Vienna.
Yes.
Like this very nice voiceover microphone. The pop filter doesn't take any frequencies off your recording.
Colorless.
And it can be cleaned in a dishwasher, so you have always, for your new guest or your new speaker, fresh pop filter.
That's important. I maintain a lot of studios, and the condition of the pop filter at times can be rather disgusting. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, well, I'm a singer myself, so if I get too close to recording mic, anyway. So that was our release at NAMM, and it's really, really making its way in all the recording studios.
And we know these mics so well. We've been talking about and using them.
Yeah.
I've spec'd the A18 in so many studios myself. Beautiful microphone. But
And-
sometimes we want something compact, pencil form,
Small,
travelable,
sure.
instrument related. And you've got something for us.
Something new, yes. We are introducing, actually here at the AES show, we're introducing this new CC8 SC. It is the version of our pencil mic with a very narrow characteristics. So with a Supercardioid pattern,
Right.
which makes it really, really nice for directed sources. So like a voice, if you're disciplined, if you're of course acting a lot behind the microphone, this
Right.
would probably not be the right choice.
Right.
But if you're recording, doing a voiceover act, or if you're doing a whatever podcasting or
Yeah.
anything that you are actually sitting in front of the microphone,
Your
not
fixed
moving along,
location, yeah.
then it helps you to keep away unwanted noises, reflections from the side, because
Right.
it's very directive.
Right. What did it take to go from, because the prior model is the CC8 is the cardioid.
It's cardioid, yes.
What does it take to go from a cardioid to a supercardioid?
Well, basically, you have to redesign the capsule.
The capsule
This is the
itself.
capsule that's inside the microphone.
Yeah.
And, wrong way, wrong.
Yeah.
This is the capsule inside the microphone. Mm-hmm. And as we are designing, building every product in Vienna from scratch, so even the capsule, even the membrane of the capsule, we have the great benefit that we can tune a capsule analogically. So we are not doing this electronically. There's no digital in the audio path. It's
Right.
a pure analog sound.
Yeah.
But we can change the characteristic of a capsule by changing the friction, by opening it up to the rear, to the outside. So basically, our acoustic engineers can design the pattern analogically, mechanically on the capsule.
Acoustically. Like it's
It's acoustically.
porting around the perimeter of the capsule kind of thing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and for the Supercardioid, we redesigned the capsule and used, of course, the known form factor. Also for economical reasons,
Yes.
you don't want to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
This is solid. You can
Yeah.
travel with that. It doesn't break. So the housing is really made of a great rugged material. Even the grills in there. So there's travel safe.
You're allowed to put this microphone near a drummer.
Oh yeah, you can hit it with a drumstick. You can, or you can use it as a drumstick as well. But I thought you are voiceover guys, so
Right.
yeah.
Well, I mean, that is the reason I'm sure you were motivated to make a more directional version. I don't imagine it was it was a motivation from voiceover. It was really motivation from music and wanting to have that microphone not pick up as much, maybe leakage or bleed from other sources?
Well, there are different reasons why to make a supercard. I mean, in orchestral recording, for example, where you have the people sitting very close to each other,
Right.
and you want a clean channel
Right.
for the post-pro,
Right.
there you frequently using supercarded or hypercarded microphones.
Right. Well, we mentioned podcasting, where there's multiple sources and microphones all in a close area. Is that another good place to use Supercardioid over Cardioid?
It's a very, very good place to use supercarded. And obviously also in the film industry, where you
Yes.
have to have more directed to the source microphones, then you are mostly not using wide cardioids, rather super or hypercardioids, or
Right.
shotguns, depends
Right.
on how far you need to go.
Right. So does it have a bit of a node on the back because it's Supercardioid?
Yes, it has a node at the back, but it eliminates very well from the side,
Right.
rear side and side, and that's exactly why you would design a supercardioid, because usually you don't get too much spilling from the rear of the microphone, but more from the sides.
Right. Exactly.
So
And
yes, I mean, we just launched it here at AES.
Congratulations.
So I put it into your
There it
camera
is.
nicely.
It's very beautiful. And show us the switches. This mic's got a few switches on
Absolutely. So you have attenuation pads at the rear side, so you can attenuate it -20, -40 dB, and you have also a roll-off. So I have a high-pass filter. You can eliminate if you have maybe not the perfect studio room, so that you definitely don't get any rumble from the floor
Yeah.
or from the microphone
it. That's
stand,
the biggest problem in our
which
home
you don't
studios.
have in voice anyway. You don't need those frequencies below
Right.
80 hertz. So you
What
can-
are the two frequencies of the low cut or the high
the low
pass?
cut here is 40 and 80.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So you can
Very
either
usable.
roll off where you still need the low frequencies if you
Yes.
have it close to a bass drum or anything, or you want to have those
Right.
from stand-up bass.
Yeah.
You
Or if
can
you're
cut it
making a
off
hi
already.
hat, maybe you don't want as much
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
bleed from the toms. Yeah.
But if you want the voice, then of course you can cut it off. Anything
Right.
below 80 hertz would not be interesting. For
yeah,
the voice.
exactly. Now, would there ever be a need to use a pad for a vocal source on this microphone? Do you ever see that? Is there a vocal source loud enough that you would clip the microphone?
No, I mean, actually, Austrian Audio's domain is also to have a very, very large dynamic range.
Right.
So the microphones, our small capsules can cope up to 142 dBs without that. So
Wow.
including the bed, you go up to 158 dB.
Wow. Wow.
And but even 142, you know,
Extreme
you must
cases.
scream very, very loud. So if you
Yeah.
talk, you never reach that level,
Right.
no matter how close you get.
Right. So
Um,
this mic would work really well for. There's a lot of voice actors that do games.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have to die. They have to scream. They have to do all. So this mic can handle that very easily.
I can promise you wouldn't clip it. You wouldn't clip the capsule.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
With the voice. I mean,
It's
if you have a trumpet 5 centimeters off your ear, you have probably
Right.
140, 142 dB. But you can imagine how loud a trumpet is.
Right. Well,
So-
I'm a trumpet player. Of your
Okay.
microphones, what do you think would be the nicest match for trumpet?
Well, actually, trumpet, you know, a lot of users are using the OC7.
Oh yeah, that's the dynamic.
No, that's a condenser.
Oh, that's the
Yeah.
condenser. Okay, yeah,
The condenser version. You have the dynamic version right next to
Yes.
it, the OD5,
got it.
which is an
Yeah,
active dynamic.
yeah,
You could use both of them,
yeah.
but honestly, for brass, I would rather go for the condenser, because even on a loud stage, trumpets usually is loud enough that you don't have any issues with, feedback issues, because you give enough signal.
right.
You don't have to crank it up.
The gain
that
is
loud.
quite a bit lower because of the
Yeah.
high output.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
But you have this nice sharp attack on trumpet. Sometimes if you have this, you
Yeah.
need the attack. So
Yeah.
I would rather go for the OC7 on the trumpet. And
Lovely.
obviously you can go to large condensers as well.
yeah. So someone that maybe is on the budget end, how would they decide to go from here to here? Right. This is the OC16 and this is the 18. Right.
Yes.
How would you decide to make that decision?
If I ever consider stereo recordings, I would stay with the 18 in any case, because there is we both give them the Vienna-made ceramic capsule. Yeah?
Yeah.
So that's the heart of the microphones.
Yeah.
Of all of our large dynamics.
Yeah.
But the major difference is in the feature sets and, of course, in the mechanical design and the electronics.
I see.
On the 18 and the 818, we guarantee, no matter if you buy one, two, or one now and another one in a year, sensitivity plus minus half a dB. So that's better than any stereo matched pair if you order it.
So you can buy a stereo pair a year apart.
Exactly.
And you know they're going to match.
You would not achieve this with the 16.
Right.
Because we have larger tolerances in the parts that are built in the circuitry in
Got
here.
it.
And it's also not having, like the 818, for example, a second output.
Got it.
Doesn't have a dual or selectable patterns, which only the 18 and the 16 have.
Got it.
So,
but voicing wise, they're relatively in the same. They're very similar voicing wise.
they are not actually. I mean, they are similar. Because they're using the same capsule. But if you compare the 16 to the 18, especially the higher mids, at around 6.5, 7 kilohertz, you would hear a difference. And that's basically due to the electronics. And that's also, believe it or not, but these are the details that users sometimes are not so much aware of. The housing where a capsule is built into makes a big difference. The more open it is, like the 18, that has a surrounded open grill, which features kind of the free field acoustics, and it's more pattern precise than you would have it for a little bit more rugged 16 mechanics, where you have a little bit more reflections to the capsule.
Maybe use this on stage a lot.
Stage, overhead, of course. But actually, you can use it as a voiceover microphone. But as soon as you go stereo, I would not go for it. I would rather go for the 18.
Thank you. Thanks for making the distinction. Well, congratulations on the new product launch.
Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by at the Austrian Audio booth. Always, it's great to see you again and again and again and again. So, guys, give it a try, and thanks for listening.
Thanks so much. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
I got something to show you guys. The brand new CC8 SC. CC8 SC. The CC microphone is their small diaphragm. I'm going to turn this one around so you can see the beautiful logo. This is their small diaphragm condenser pencil format microphone. Called a pencil mic because of its general shape. Some people mischaracterize these as shotgun mics just because they're long and skinny, but this is really a pencil mic. The CC8 from Austrian Audio is a fantastic mic, and we on the Pro Audio Suite and others that I know have been using it for a variety of different sources, but we found, turns out, happens to be a really good travel voiceover mic because, of course, it's durable, it's compact, and it's easy to travel with, and it sounds really, really good with voiceover. But the downside of the cardioid pickup pattern, of course, as you know, when you're traveling, is it picks up more ambient background noise. It picks up more of the room around you. It picks up more traffic noise, more air conditioning noise, etc. So they decided to release a Supercardioid version, and that's what this CC8 SC microphone is. And it's what I'm using right here to speak to you. It's going directly into my Passport VO and then USB-C right into my iPhone to record this. Let's see, it's got a 2-position low cut switch, and I have it in the middle position for 60 hertz roll-off. So it should reduce some of the handling noise. It's not a mic designed for handhold use necessarily, but as you can hear, it actually works pretty well. It's not really picking up much in the way of handling noise. But it's a beautiful sounding mic. It also comes with, even though it's really designed to be an instrument mic, it also comes with a really good quality windscreen that's extremely transparent. And I'll show you how transparent it is. I'll mute the mic and take it off. Actually, I won't even mute it. I'll just take it off. And here it is without the pop screen. 1, 2, 3, 10, 10, 10, sibilance 777. Put it back on. 1, 2, 3, 10, 10, 10, sibilance 777. Basically an undetectable difference to the high end. But plosive protection is pretty good. So with any small diaphragm condenser mic where the diaphragm is very close to the front of the mic, plosives are always going to be a problem. And this windscreen does a remarkably good job of reducing them to a very manageable amount. At the end of the day, it really comes down to mic technique. That's how you're going to reduce or eliminate plosives correctly. It's also got a pad switch. That's for recording extraordinarily loud sources. It has a 10 and a 20 dB pad. But even without the pad on, the mic can handle up to 142 decibels with before distortion, which is, well, let's say louder than you can actually make a sound with the human voice. So you will never clip the input. And it's also got a very manageable low self noise. It's not going to be quite as low self noise as large diaphragm microphones, because as the capsule gets smaller, the self noise tends to rise. But it's still extremely manageable and absolutely quiet enough for any kind of voiceover situation or broadcast situation. So anyway, there you have it. Brand new, hot off the press, the brand new Austrian Audio CC8 SC. And you're seeing it here first. If you want to know more about the mic, just head over to austrianaudio.com. Thanks for listening. Hey everybody, it's George the Tech. I'm here at Sony, and they have a very famous microphone. I guarantee you've seen it before. And then a really big surprise microphone that you should know about. And here to tell us all about Senior Product Manager, Andy Munitz. How are you doing, Andy?
Hi guys, how are you?
Good.
Thanks very much.
My audience are voice actors, so
Terrific.
They're always looking at saying, what's the next mic I should get? Should I replace the one I have?
Sure.
What should I upgrade to? And
Sure.
you've got an interesting play then in a price point that's pretty friendly to home studio users. So
Terrific.
Tell me about what you got.
Well, as George mentioned, we have a kind of a very iconic microphone called the C800G. We've had this tube microphone out since the early 1990s.
Yes.
Designed by us to be the penultimate microphone to act as the front of our full digital, product line that we had, Oxford consoles, Dash multi-tracks, all that stuff.
What was the design goal of the microphone?
The design goal is that digital audio is getting better and better and better and going 24-bit and all these kind of things. And we made all the tools, digital consoles, digital 48-track machines, digital reverbs, digital in the transition from the analog world.
Right.
But unless you got the killer microphone at the front of the chain feeding that, it's nice to have that stuff, but you're not really taking full advantage. And you can't fake it. You can't make up, whatever.
So this mic has an extended frequency response
the idea is that the C800G, I don't know if you want me to go into the full detail, but it's the best microphone we could design. It's a tube microphone.
Right.
It has tube electronics inside, and that's
Yeah.
one of the tubes. For the idea that people like tube electronics because of the even order harmonic structure versus
Right.
an odd order harmonic structure. However, one of the first things we did back in 1990 when we were developing this microphone is we got all the other tube microphones that were on the market, and of course we tested them.
Right.
And we found out almost immediately that they spec'd differently every single day we tested them because of the temperature of the studio and the resultant temperature of their tube. That has a big impact on the noise floor and the sonic character of the
And you
microphone.
wanted some very consistent performance.
That's what Sony engineers love. They hate for a Sony product to not be perfect every time you use it, wherever you use it.
Right.
However, how do you keep a hot glowing tube at a very specific temperature?
Right.
You can't dunk it in a bucket of water, and you can't blow an air conditioner on it.
Right.
So believe it or not, in 1990, there was a semiconductor chip device that we found. We didn't invent it, but it's called a Peltier device, P-E-L-T-I-E-R.
Oh, yes, right.
It's weird because one side of that chip heats up like all chips do, but the
Right.
other side gets cold.
Right.
And we take the cold side and we lay the tube right next to the cold side, actually with some thermal grease in between to add conductivity. And now we can regulate the temperature of the tube to stay at the perfect temperature.
So that's happening
crazy.
inside
of this
guy.
housing where the tube is. And what's weird is if you're ever in front of this microphone and you put a finger on the top and a finger on the bottom, the top is slightly warm, but the bottom's cold. Weird. Okay.
So that's where the Peltier
Peltier device
Peltier
hangs.
device.
And so now we regulate this tube to stay at 13 degrees Celsius or low 50s Fahrenheit. But That's crazy enough, but believe me, it's not as crazy as it gets because you still have to get rid of the heat. Hence the reason for the heat sink. But the heat will not leave the tube area and get out to the heat sink just because it's close by. It won't go via conduction. So we built a liquid transfer mechanism, which is a heat pipe. It's a hollow pipe that connects the two areas. It's filled with a fluid whose boiling point is at the temperature of the hot tube. Because what happens when we boil a liquid? Water turns into steam. It changes
Vapor.
state from a liquid to a gas. That's what happens inside of this pipe. We create hot gas bubbles that carry the heat out to the heat sink.
Yeah.
The heat, the bubbles release their heat to the fins, condense back into a liquid form, and dribble back down and go round and around all day long. So it's
is there two tubes inside the shaft
single
or a
one
tube
tube,
inside?
one tube, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
half filled, and the top half of it is gas, and the bottom half is liquid.
So
And
I would imagine it's very important for the mic to be level. Then.
Good point. And people
Okay.
never read their ops manuals. But when you use this microphone, whether it's in this version or inverted, doesn't matter as long as the heat sink is either horizontal or actually, like I've got it here, angled slightly up so the
Slightly.
gas bubbles float. If you angle it down, they stay trapped up here. However,
Gotcha.
it's a very expensive, thermoelectrically liquid-cooled large condenser tube microphone.
Of course, yeah.
And what is really important, though, is how does it sound?
Right.
And this is the important thing. All this tech is really fascinating to know about, but how does it sound? And what people love about the C800G and have for years is a characteristic called forward voicing, which is to say it's a modern sounding microphone. Your voice sounds very real,
Right.
like you're really singing or talking to the listener,
Right.
versus a very colored legacy sound of old
Right.
famous
Sure.
microphones.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the point is, when you get that perfect take, either a vocal or a podcast or a voiceover, and you bring up other elements in the mix, be it music or other sound effects or whatever, your precious vocal may not sit out front as much as it should.
Yeah,
because we know the vocal is the most important. It's the way humans are communicating, right?
Yeah.
So you then say, oh, well, I'll take my vocal track and I'll run it through a bunch of plugins and try to have it sit back out front.
Right.
You can now hurt the audio by doing that to your track.
Right.
The C800G has a reputation of pre-voicing it, doing it for you.
Right.
Vocal forward characteristic, and that's what they
But
love.
at a considerable cost.
At a considerable cost, which was the next point.
Yeah.
This microphone, way back in 1990, was introduced at, $6,000. It's now up to about $16,999.
Right.
If you're a commercial studio and you're attracting those famous people, you need this microphone, or
Right.
people may not even come to your studio.
Right.
If you're a rock star, you can afford it.
Right.
But we know we're not all rock
Yeah.
stars. As lovely as my voice is, or as lovely as your voices are, that's a lot of money to spend on a
Yeah.
microphone.
Yeah.
So this brings us to the C800G's little brother, the
Right.
C80.
Right.
The C80 is this microphone, and it was designed a couple of years ago specifically to sound identical to the C800G with the forward voicing, with all of those characteristics. But it's not a tube microphone.
Right.
And we've here at the show got both microphones going into a lovely digital high-res digital mixer, and you can go back and forth and listen, and nobody can tell the difference.
It is amazing.
So it's really, really good. It's
I've heard
a
it for
very
myself.
quiet, super quiet
Yeah.
microphone, very present. Gold diaphragm. Diaphragms are all made in a clean room. It's not a knockoff microphone. It's a real collector's kind of microphone. Will become a permanent part of your collection or your go-to microphone. And
But it sounds
not,
like you're going to say it's $3,000.
it's not $3,000. I believe it is currently $549.
That's pretty
So
remarkable.
It is
Wow.
really remarkable.
Yeah.
Out of all of these microphones that we make, my opinion, it's my favorite of all of them. It's the quietest. It's the most kind of real sounding, well balanced, present. It's built diaphragms in a clean room. It's solid construction. It has that Sony fit and finish.
It's practical too because it's compact.
compact.
So
Don't
in
be
a-
fooled by the size. Don't
Yeah.
think a mic has to be big in order for it
No.
to be correct.
It's easier to work with because it's smaller, and it has some practical stuff like a low-cut filter, really helpful in a home booth where you get a lot of rumble and traffic noise and stuff.
Now, another thing that George and I were discussing earlier is that this, at this price point, is kind of a special condenser microphone because it's got what's called a double-sided diaphragm. That is important in a cardioid directional microphone because that can control, proximity effect.
Oh,
where
right,
if you
right.
get up too close on a microphone, it gets really
Right.
really boomy.
Right.
This prevents that. So if you are maybe not so careful in how you are creating your tracks, and you are sometimes a little closer, sometimes farther away,
Yeah.
that proximity effect can cause a difference.
Sure.
And this microphone helps prevent that.
Controls it.
Just
Oh.
in its design at this price point is kind of a unique
Excellent.
thing. So there you go. That's
Wow.
the Sony
From the horse's
C80,
mouth.
the little brother to the C800G. I'll finish up with one comment. I had a customer. I don't know if any of you listening are big brothers, big sisters, little sisters, whatever. But I'm a little brother. But a customer once said to me, it's a funny thing about big brothers and little brothers. Little brothers usually learn to do everything the big brother can do, but
Right.
some things they learn to do better. So that's the little C80 versus
There
its
you go.
big brother, the C800G.
Oh, it's
Hope you
fascinating.
get a chance to play with it, try it,
Absolutely.
enjoy. Thanks very
I'll
much.
try to get these up in some voiceover booths so we can really hear them in context, how they perform in these little weird cramped quarters of a booth. Thank you. Check this out. This is Froggy's Fog, and these guys make not only the fluids for the foggers, but they make scents and crazy stuff like barnyard manure, pirate ship. You ever wonder what a pirate ship smells like? There you go. Hell. And the one that I saw that I wanted to smell immediately is electric chair. So I'm gonna check these out and see what they actually smell like here. Here we go. All right, this is electric chair. So my first thought of electric chair was that it would be like sort of that electrical smell. Yeah, but you mixed in flesh.
The cherry on top. Ooh, I just got it.
Woo, that is some wild stuff right there. Okay. Holy cow. Pirate ship, that's gotta be. Whoa. Pirate ship's so interesting. So for these to be effective, do they have to be like pumped into a mist, like
We do different things. We have
or-
like distros, and then we can have like thoughts and additives, so you can put them
Yeah.
into fog fluid.
Right.
So it comes out of the fog machine or snow machines.
Oh,
fog
okay.
Machines.
Right, but it can be completely invisible, just in the air. Imagine they probably use it to mask other scents too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you know any like confectionery places that use it? Because you walk confectionery shops like
Bakeries and stuff.
a bakery or ice cream shops. Do they use this stuff too?
I mean, if you use like Knott's Berry Farm,
Yeah.
it's not even. They're not even using their own candy smells or their own bakery. It's a lot of fake.
Right.
Like even like a lot of that's not coming from within. But
Right.
this stuff's already been made and it's sitting there.
Exactly.
So they're just using the fake scent.
Scent is super powerful, right? I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've walked down the street and smelled a waffle cone smell. They must use something like this because
It's almost too,
Oh, you have it.
It's almost too on the nose. Yeah.
it's just too like,
a lot of professional smells.
oh yeah,
Battery operated.
waffle cone. That's cool, man. Zombie. The hell is a zombie? Ooh, earthy. Like it crawled out of the dirt. But subtle. It's not like accurate. It's not accurate or cutesy or something. That's cool. And some bad ones like urine. I don't need it. I don't need this. I live in LA. I just go down certain streets and I can smell that right outside. Poop fart. I'm good on that one. Dumpster. Don't need that either. There's parts of LA. It's just the general odor is dumpster in some areas. Yeah. Pizza. All right. I'm. This is my last one. No, I'm gonna do dumpster, and then I'm gonna do pizza. Let's do dumpster. The pizza will clear out the dumpster, hopefully. Oh yeah. That's horrible. Froggy fruit. Your own creation.
It smells like a cereal.
Oh, totally. Absolutely. Yeah. Can you get one machine? Dead on Fruit Loops smell, yeah.
I don't know why you're referring to.
I mean, we can't stay. We don't want to be have any issues. There's trademarks. Sense had trademarks, right? Do they have patents? No. They do? Trademarks, yeah. Trademarks and names, right. How do you freaking come up with pirate shit? Because somebody said I need to capture the essence of...
We're big on
Yeah.